I was looking at Mark Messier's bio, see if he's ever been in a movie. He was in Slapshot 3. Mess joins us now. What do you remember about that movie, Mess?
Trying to remember my lines.
How many lines did you have in Slapshot 3?
Actually, I had a few, and they weren't short, so it took me a few cuts, and then the pressure's on so everybody's standing around waiting for you to deliver.
How great is the original Slapshot?
It's a classic. I think to this day it's a gold standard. What a movie! But not only because of the script and the era, but Paul Newman, unbelievable.
Did you ever play against anybody like the Hanson brothers?
Played against Ogie Oglethorpe. One of the guys in there played with my dad, Connie Mad Dog Madigan. Actually, I can't remember all the names right now, but I played against a few of those guys in the old WHA back in the late 70s.
But when you go against guys like that, their sole purpose is just to do what?
Destroy.
They want to hurt you.
Thank goodness times have changed.
Hardest hit you ever took?
Oh my goodness, I got hit so many times. It's hard to think. I can't remember.
But we had Roenick on, and Roenick said that he would be involved in a face-off with you, and he would look up at your face, and he would get intimidated, and he'd look down, and he would just say to the referee, "Just drop the puck." Did you realize that you had that intimidation, like you had that impact on other players?
Well, I don't think Jeremy Roenick was intimidated by too much. He didn't play at a heavy weight. I think he only played at about $180, but he played a big game for his size and wasn't intimidated. But I just tried to compete, and I'm not quite sure what that all entailed, but I wanted to win, and I don't know if, whatever happened after that, I'm not sure.
Okay, you're down. Let's say you're on the Rangers team, and you're captain, and you go in tonight before the game. What are you saying?
I trust it. We've got to this point for a reason because we're a good team, and we've had our opportunities, and we haven't executed and converted. And I think in the end, when it gets down to these moments here, you want to make sure that there's no regrets. And so, the last thing you do before you leave the dressing room is there's no regrets.
What do you do with the goalie like Jonathan Quick?
Well, I think you got to get in front of him. The Kings have done a good job of getting in front of Lundqvist. They've got some deflections on their own. They've got some lucky ones deflected off us. But, the biggest, if goalies nowadays, if they can see the puck, the likelihood they're going to stop it is pretty good. So you got to get in front of them, and you got to get some deflections that change the angles and make it a little more difficult.
He's Mark Messier, the former Oilers Rangers captain. Do you remember what you said to me after you won the Cup with the Rangers when I wanted to take a drink out of it? And you said, go ahead. And then as I got ready to take a drink out of it, you said, "Oh, you don't realize what's been in there." So I don't know what was in there, but I do remember you screwed me up because now I was like, "Oh my God, what did I just drink?" Or, what was in here before me?
Well, if I said that it was only alcohol that I could think about, or champagne or beer. Or the one time I can remember at one of the places we took it, they filled it up with a B-52, which was an old shot back in the in the 80s. But other than that, it's all good.
Okay, but if I said celebration-wise, your 5 championships with the Oilers or your 1 with the Rangers, which one do you think you didn't get cheated on?
That I didn't get cheated on?
That you celebrated. That if I said the 1 with the Rangers or the 5 with the Oilers, would they compare 1 versus 5 as far as celebrations?
Everyone was different. I can assure you I didn't get cheated on any of them. That's one thing I became very good at, is celebrating the victories.
Well, you're a Hall of Famer with that as well. But was there...
yeah, that's right.
Do you remember one, though, that stood out and why it stood out? Celebrations?
Well, I think, obviously the first one, it's a dream come true in Edmonton, and the parade, the incredible exhilaration from everybody, and New York too. Think about 54 years, tradition, history, generations of fans, Canyon of Heroes, a couple million people, floats. It was just so powerful of a movement all the way through the playoffs and culminating with that parade. We're 20 years later there, and we're still high-fiving each other on the streets with the people and the fans that were there. So pretty powerful moment.
Who is the greatest hockey player of all time?
Wayne Gretzky, without a question, not even close.
You didn't even pause.
Not even. I saw it. I witnessed it. I was lucky enough to witness genius for 12 years playing together and then against him. And just an incredible athlete, hockey player, vision, anticipation. I mean, it was genius. I saw it. I witnessed it.
At what point you have to admit somebody's better than you? And that's hard for athletes to do, star athletes, Hall of Fame athletes. When did you realize Gretzky was better than you?
From the time that I read about him in the Canadian magazine. We're 9 years old. I'm 8 days older than Wayne. He had a big write-up in the Canadian magazine, and he had scored 378 goals in Pee Wee, and some ungodly number of assists, and was this phenom playing there. And I was driving to a practice one day with my dad, and I asked my dad, do you think Wayne Gretzky's better than me, Dad? And he kind of hummed and hawed and cleared his throat and couldn't quite know what to say, and finally says, what time is practice anyways?
Well, your dad was being honest with you.
Hey, but Wayne Gretzky wasn't the only one better than me. There was lots of hockey players that were better than me and more talented, and I could name 20 off the top of my head right now.
No.
So I never considered myself the best in that regard.
No fake humility here. I said to Gretz, I think you're underrated, and he said no. He goes, how can he be underrated if he's one of the top 5 players of all time?
Well, I think it's, I just, and I say that in all honesty, I played with and against Mario Lemieux. I played against some of these unbelievable talented players. I never considered myself at that level. What I did try to do and figure out a way to compete, and as my career went along, and Wayne got traded out of Edmonton and got thrust into more of an offensive role. At the same time, I started to score more points later on. But from just a pure talent wise, Mario Lemieux was up there as well. But no one surpasses Wayne.
Did you ever want a piece of Gretzky though?
Well, that was the trick. Nobody could get a piece of him. A lot of players tried for a lot of years there, and everybody used to say after the game, "Well, why don't you just hit him? just take him out." But he was unhittable, especially early when the game toward the end of his career, and he started to slow down, and the game kept getting faster. He had some neck problems but early in his career, literally he was unhittable.
Craziest teammate you ever played with?
Oh my goodness, think about 26 years and the amount of players I played with. Some pretty crazy guys out there. Marty McSorley was a pretty crazy guy.
What about who you played against that scared you? Not scared, but made you.
I was scared a lot. There was a lot of guys that scared me.
Like who?
Oh, there were guys, some of the tough guys that were not so much tough physically, but just crazy guys that you had to watch when you're on the ice because they were trying to get you in a tough position, in a vulnerable position. So you had to be aware, and I think that's one of the things that where some of our kids are starting to lack is that survival instinct on the ice of knowing how to protect yourself in all areas and not putting yourself in those compromising positions. But I always had my head up. For instance, when Scott Stevens was on the ice, if he caught you in the wrong position, he could hurt you.
Mess, good to talk to you. And I don't know if even a pep talk from you tonight can help the Rangers, but one game at a time, right?
Yeah, one game at a time. Listen, if they were up 3-0, they would have the same focus that they had to win a game. So not much changes. They got to find a way to get themselves off the mat once again, and if they're able to convert some of their opportunities, they should have a good chance of winning the game.
Could you give me a shift tonight if I needed one?
Without question.
Yeah?
Oh, if you needed one shift, absolutely.
You would be one and done?
I don't know if I'd be one and done, but I could give you one. I can guarantee you that.
Good to talk to you again, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, Dan. See ya.
Mark Messier.